Hello, my name is Aiden Ackerman and this is my presentation on the history of money for the class MA300-809. So the first topic I will be talking about is the history of money around the world, and I'm going to be talking about barter, which dates back to tens of thousands of years ago before the use of money. Barter is the exchange of resources or services for mutual advantage. The concept of barter was used around the world and is the first form of exchange in regards to the history of money. Before paper, money, and coins were invented, people around the world used other resources to barter for mutual advantage. One resource used to barter in ancient times was something called a cowrie, which was the shell of a mollusk, and cowries were used in China and some parts of Africa. They were found in shallow waters of the Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean, and the cowrie is known for being the most widely and longest used currency in history. Other resources used to barter in ancient times was livestock, which included cattle, sheep, and camels. Livestock was exchanged all around the world and is known to be the first and oldest form of currency. As agricultural efforts evolved, the use of grain and other vegetables was also used as a form of barter around the world. Now moving on to the history of money in the United States during the colonial era. So currency in the United States can be traced back to the colonial era. In 1690, colonial paper notes were invented, which were the first form of paper currency in the U.S. Colonial paper notes were issued by the Massachusetts Bay Colony to fund military expeditions. In 1785, the United States officially adopted the dollar sign. The dollar symbol evolved from the Spanish-American figure for pesos. And in 1791, Alexander Hamilton established the Bank of the United States to create a system of credit for the government. The bank was the first of several in the country to issue private currencies which allowed for borrowing and lending. The first appearance of metal currency around the world. In 1000 BC, bronze and copper cowrie imitations were manufactured by China at the end of the Stone Age and could be considered some of the earliest forms of metal coins. In 500 BC, outside of China, the first coins developed were out of lumps of silver. These early coins first appeared in Lydia, which is a part of present-day Turkey, but the techniques were quickly copied and further refined by the Greek, Persian, Macedonian, and Roman empires. The first appearance of metal currency in the United States. So the Coinage Act. In 1792, Congress passed the first Coinage Act, which gave the United States Mint responsibility for creating coins for public use, and the law directed money to be made from copper, silver, and gold. Paper currency in the U.S. The Continental Congress. The Continental Congress issued paper money to finance the Revolutionary War. This paper money was called Continental currency. It was the first federally issued paper money in the U.S. The paper money could be easily counterfeited, so the Continental currency notes quickly became devalued. Continental currency depreciated rapidly, becoming practically worthless by the end of the war. Now in the United States, the U.S. uses banknotes, which is the paper money we use today in the form of $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100 bills. An interesting fact about the currency in the United States is that the cost of making a penny is actually 2.06 cents, while the known value is 1 cent. So the cost of making a penny is more than the value of a penny. Why are coins round? A historical reason for the roundness is that a lot of coins were made by pressing down a small block of metal with a pre-made stamp. Coins remain round because it is easy to pick up round coins. You can put coins in a bag without worrying about jagged edges or ripping the bag, and you can also stack up the coins and wrap them in rolls as large quantities for banks and cash registers. Electronic currency. Many people today don't often use coins or paper money anymore. People prefer the convenience of a credit card, a debit card, or even their smartphone. In our digital age, economic transactions regularly take place electronically without the exchange of any physical currency. Digital cash in the form of bits and bytes will also most likely continue to be the currency of the future. Owning land as a form of currency. In history, owning land considered a person to be wealthy because they could grow and produce crops for survival and to trade and sell for other resources. Land was also necessary for survival because it provided shelter. In the old days before money was widely used, owning land indicated that a person was very well off and wealthy, and they were considered higher in social status. Women's role in financial matters. In countries like the Middle East and other parts of the world, women are not allowed to have any say in money or what the family does with financial matters. Their job is to stay home and take care of the house and the children. In the 20th century, this was true in the United States as well because women were viewed as inferior to men, and their job was to be a stay-at-home housewife to clean the house and take care of the kids. Today, the role of women in financial matters has changed, and gender roles are more equal than what they used to be. Women today can work and make their own money and spend it on what they please, and they don't have to rely on a man for financial stability. The last thing I will be talking about is currency from another country and how much it costs to buy lunch in that country compared to what it would cost in the US. So in China, Chinese currency is called renminbi, and it is abbreviated as RMB. A typical Chinese lunch in a local hole-in-the-wall restaurant with no English menu is around 5 to 20 RMB. 5 RMB is 0.778 of a dollar, which is about 78 cents, and 20 RMB is 3.113 of a dollar, which is about $3.11. So 1 RMB is 1.156 of a dollar, which is about 16 cents. So to have lunch in China, it costs between 78 cents and $3.11 in United States currency. And then these are the sources that I use to get my information: pbs.org, uscurrency.gov, businessinsider.com, govtrackinsider.com, and herebyanswers.com. Thank you.